Look at that. Definitely on the gold.
Hey, welcome everybody to the Chris Undertaking live show with twin brothers, Jason and Chris. If you ain't digging,
and you ain't living. Hey,
so we have a special guest today. Everybody's super excited about this. I'm super excited about this because we are coming live from Australia, but we have our first Australian live guest. So
wow.
I know, pretty crazy. So who is it, Jason? Take it away.
Well, I'm meeting them along with you guys. He's a mate of the show. He's a horse whisperer and legend at Hill End, gold panning expert and local tour guide, putting travelers across the world on that shiny yellow rock. It's the one. It's the only Jhob and Joshy, along with their horse Girly from Job's Gold Panning Tour.
Woo, 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 woo!
That's interesting times, far out. We're hearing
Hey guys.
double on you until you just clicked on it. So all technical issues are sorted from here on out. Just in time.
I love it.
Welcome,
Welcome
guys.
to the show. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having us. Obviously, I've got Joshy, my video editor, here today. For anybody that doesn't know Joshy, and I'm just chuffed to be here. We're feeling quite special, to be quite honest with you. Yeah. And we need to say hello to Sarah and hello to Peter from Golgong. Already got people commenting and chatting. So hello, guys, and thank you very much for the support.
Right, and we got Hobo Rob in there as well. So thanks for joining the show. So welcome to the show, Jhob and Joshy, my mates from Australia, from Hills End, are here to talk gold panning tours and content creation, which it's really intriguing, actually, your whole story with the content creation, as we'll talk about later. I've had the honor digging with you guys on 3 or 4 times now. It's always a venture and lots of fun. Actually, we have another event coming up this weekend. So again, for the audience, if there's questions or anything you want us to ask, please throw it in the chat and we will get to it as soon as we can. But first, we're going to start with our segment 1, which is, how did you get involved in gold prospecting, Jhob and Joshy?
There's all different ways that everybody gets involved into prospecting, and I don't know, I don't want to sound like I'm boasting or anything, but I was just born into it. And I didn't think much of it until I became an adult, and it came full circle. I'd always known how to wash a pan as a youngster in the Hill End area, but didn't think it was going to be useful in the future until I turned into an adult. I got a bit of gold fever, and then all of a sudden I ended up back in Hill End looking for a job. And I got pretty lucky that the old fella basically gave me the reins of his old business for the gold panning side of things, because I didn't really want to enter the shearing sheds. I'm not a very good shearer. So I prefer to be in the creek any day, watching the pan with families and making kids happy. It's like a dream job for my neck of the woods. So born into it. Didn't think much of it until I guess all of the stars just sort of aligned, and I landed on my feet, luckily enough, with the pan in my hand.
Right, and there's a lot of gold history in Hills End. That's what's so crazy to me. I mean, you're in the Mecca, where one of the largest, they don't call it the gold nugget, but one of the largest pieces of gold was ever found. And you know a little bit about that. If you could talk about that in the museum up there and some of that, just the history of where you're at.
Oh, yeah, I can go on for days talking about the history in our area. We've got extremely rich history in our area. And being a fossicker or a prospector, living right here, it's funny to see people from like Sydney, Newcastle, Dubbo, Canberra, like all over, come right here and go just down the road to look for gold. And a lot of them are like very jealous that I live here as a fossicker, because they know if they lived here, you'd never see them again. They'd be gone. And I do know fossickers out there that are like that. But as far as circling back to the history of the area, I have an old timer come and sit right here and have a beer with me every now and then. He says, Jhob, you realise you're like living right in the heart of the goldfields. And I don't think much of it, but for him to take me down imagination lane is awe-inspiring because for a mentor talking down to a younger fella, it brings a lot of flower to my imagination because right around here we had about 800 Greeks. And we don't even realise it, that if we went back 150 years ago, we'd be in the middle of Greek town right here. About 200 metres over my shoulder, there's an old well that on one episode we're looking forward to filming, bucketing out and going down and cleaning out an old Greek well from the miners 150 years ago. And then down the road, Canberra, where about 2,000 Chinese resided. And that's only a small fraction of the 30,000 people that were in the Hill End area, the Hill End goldfields. I repeat to a lot of the students on my town tours that from here, Tambarura, right back to Hill End, about 4.5 k's, the road was lined with bark huts and tent shanties. We've got reports of mines and fossicking inspectors, I can't think of the right term at the moment, mining inspectors, for a word of a better word, writing down in their reports at OFA that they were surprised there were no fatalities as diggers were shoulder to shoulder swinging picks over each other's shoulder in rhythm without hurting each other. That's just, the word rush really brings to mind what happened. There was chaos.
It's chaos, yeah.
Sure that we're right in the middle of it, but it's a ghost town now. But the modern miners are coming back into the area. There's no doubt about that.
That's so
Is that enough history for you? Or do you want me to keep
that
going?
was.
Dude, that's amazing.
That is. It's incredible. It's incredible. But talk about the largest piece of gold found there and how it made history globally across the world.
Oh, the largest piece of gold that was found here, in my opinion, was incredibly pivotal for our Australian history. You've got the world's largest nugget. Now, as you guys know, you're looking for alluvial gold above ground. That's a nugget. But if you find a large piece of gold underground in a reef mine, I'm told it's a specimen. And this is the world's largest specimen, which was bigger in size than the world's largest nugget. We had the Telegraph in Hill End, and I give it credit because knowledge is power. Information is knowledge. And the Telegraph told the rest of the world that in 1872, 19th of October, 2 a.m. on a Tuesday morning, the Byers and Holterman specimen was found in Hill End. This is the world's largest piece of gold ever to have been found. It's 1.5 meters tall, okay? It's 4.5 inches thick. It's taken all the strength of 12 men and the whim horse to pull it out of the shaft before it was carried into town, viewed by many thousands of spectators. It was weighed, given a name, and then it entered the record books as the world's largest piece of gold. Now, at the end of this tangent, I just need you all to understand that my father made me recite that as a younger fella when we went to Bathurst for shopping. When I was about 8 years old, I knew that whole speech. And he did this because it was just how he was brought up. While from Bathurst to Hill End, it takes an hour for us, country folk to get to the shops. But in that hour, we get a bit of therapy. We get to commune with one another. If no one's there, we even get some deep thinking done. And on those trips, my old man would often give me little trivia tidbits of information about Hill End, which now as an adult looking back, I didn't realise the importance of what he was doing and of the stuff I was learning, just the incredible amount of history. As you know, in Australia today, an ounce of gold is worth about $3,200. When they crushed that Byers and Holterman specimen, when they crushed that, they got 3,000 ounces of gold just out of the specimen itself. That's not including the rest of the ore they have stacked up from their mine. So when you talk
insane.
about Gold Rush and Hill End and history, we got it all here, in my opinion, anyway. I'm probably blocking out the comments. Sorry, I can do this.
No,
I
man, what a
love
story.
it.
I feel like
It
I'm
is.
there, you know?
I know. You pulled me in, man. So, you know,
I can listen to you talk for hours, so yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, well, I'm a tour guide, and it's just one thing I practiced
Right.
was
You seem
learning how
very
to
well
talk.
spoken. Yeah.
Yeah. Let
Well,
me give a
I
shout out
thank you
to
kindly.
Deb, Yun, and Nikki Miller. She's actually kudos to her because she's the one who actually got us together, Job.
Hi,
So
Nikki. Yeah, I've seen her comments come up while I've been, and I'm just like,
chatting away.
hello, so chuffed. Yeah.
No, I love it. So you kind of touched on it. So we're going to kind of transition into that segment is how you took over the gold panning tours. You talked about sheep shearing because that's what you kind of thought you were going to be going into. You know, once you're done with school and all that kind of stuff, you're going to come back and you kind of told me about it. You know, you're going to take over some of your sheep from your father and just get into sheep shearing. And then this kind of fell into your lap, the gold panning tours. And now it's a full-time gig for you. And you're just loving the life on the creek, digging for gold every day, almost just about. So
Yeah. I was a bit of a country kid growing up in Hill End, and we're very isolated in Hill End too. There's only like 100 of us in the local community, and so when I finished high school, I did think I was just going to get 20 sheep off Dad. Hey, Jared, I was just going to get 20 sheep off Dad, and my career was going to begin. But once I turned 18 and I finished high school and the penny dropped that there's a big, big world out there and I didn't have to become a shearer or I could do whatever I wanted, then I guess the light bulb went on. So I actually went up to Sydney for a little while because I'd only like seen that in movies and stuff. I'd only been there once or twice. So that might as well have been New York City to me.
yeah. I was gonna
Sydney,
say.
Australia, the big smoke. There were skyscrapers there. That was just awe-inspiring for me. So I went and experienced the other side of things for a little while, and then came back and just got lucky. I guess grooving in. Admittedly, a lot of people had always seen me rolling around the museum and probably predicted this would be my future. But I guess lucky it happened. The stars don't always align, do they?
Yeah, no, that's amazing. It's amazing. It's funny you talk about that too with the Skyliner. I think because when I always talk to people at work here, you know, being stationed over here in Sydney, and I talk about going to Bathurst, you know, it's like the whole, oh, you're going to the country, you know, and it's 3 hours away, you know, a drive, but it's such, you know, it was just so funny how people talk about it. You know, you got your city people and then you got your country people, you know, and the
Yeah,
country, you know, it's like a huge separation. They're like, oh, we don't go there. We don't go, you know, like some people, oh, I need to go there. I'm like, yeah, I've been there like 5 times now, I think. So, you know,
I hate to do the city versus country thing, but we are two different worlds completely.
yeah,
And I think that's why, as a country kid, I craved the opposite. I got to
yeah,
experience the opposite, and a lot of city people they crave the opposite as well. They experience it, and
Mhm.
everyone finds their niche in life. Talking about
yeah.
stars in country, though, I do have a special guest. Can I bring her in?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yes, please do.
Special
Yes,
guest. Drum
you
roll.
talk, Josh. You
Yeah.
do the dance that I practice. Do the dance that I practice you to do.
Oh, yeah. See, I wouldn't even consider Bathurst a country town anymore. It's grown so much since I moved there years and years
Yeah,
ago. It's basically a suburb of Sydney to me. So
yeah.
I
No,
mean,
we find there's everything you need there. I love it, you know.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's why we like it, and we like all the rolling fields and the greenness out there. And it kind of, Jason, it reminds me of Arcata McKinleyville. That's what it's like.
Okay. Love it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Some open
There you
fields.
go.
And guys, these are professionals. Don't try this at home. Okay. If you're watching, these people know what they're
I
doing.
was going to say, like the stuff of don't tell the missus has already begun, but she's already watching. So sorry, Sarah, I have the horse inside the house. Sorry.
And she gets the carrot. Where did you go? So again, I just thought anybody wanted to ask Girly any questions to see if she wants the apple. Do you guys have any questions for Girly?
I do. How old is Girly?
She would have to be around, I'm going to say 16, 17. I think she was 10 when I got her. She does not want the apple.
She's not feeling the apple, yeah.
Girly. That was out
Okay,
there.
16.
But,
And how long do horses live? I know that's probably a silly question, but I don't know.
No, about 30 years. So when I got her, I
Okay.
thought if she was 10, I should have a good 15 years with her.
Excellent.
And she is the best horse I've ever had in my life. That's why she's inside my house right now talking to you
Right.
guys.
Very well behaved, yeah.
I think you're in trouble there, Joe. This is right in the scratch.
I was going to
Sorry,
say,
Sarah.
Sarah's going to be sending you a text here shortly.
That's not it.
No, Girly was awesome. So the boys got to take a ride on her first time we met, which was amazing. That's all the boys can talk about. Finney loves talking about the poop, just the huge steamers that sit and everything. And then she actually pulled the carriage on our last trip back into the hills of Hill End going for gold. So it's been a really cool experience when you bring Girly along, man. It just adds another dynamic of that old timer, like gold rush, feel to
Yeah,
it.
you on the horse starting videos is pretty badass, if I could say.
Yeah, I was gonna say
cool.
it's pretty epic. So
yeah, she's an absolute treat. But I forgot what I was going to say to a certain degree now, because all I'm thinking about is I just rode the bridle track with her, and
yes.
it was just phenomenal. Well, that's what I was going to say. I'm on one knee. I feel like I should propose to her at the moment. But Sarah was still watching. In trouble again, man.
You're doing
But,
great here. I'm impressed.
56 kilometers bridle track from Glen to Bathurst with my gold that I found to make my wedding ring and Sarah's wedding band. So this horse to me is going to be close to my heart forever. And thankfully, I took the camera. So we are going to be uploading those couple of videos in a few weeks. It took me 3 days.
That's
but
amazing.
We took it
3
really
days.
easy. Yeah, we took it really easy. I think we had 6 hours travel each day. So it was cruisy, and we just had a ball. Anyway, I'm going to take her out now. I hope you guys love that.
Thanks for the special visit. That was awesome, man.
That was awesome. So the history behind the bridle track, Jason, it was the dirt road that led up into the Gold Country and Hills End before they actually paved roads. So it's a very famous off-road 4x4 track that everybody takes up there. They drive their trucks up there and everything. And it's like it's very historic and everything.
Oh, here we go.
But Joe basically rode his horse all the way down that 3 days down into Bathurst to the jewelers with his gold that we found that last video to get his rings made by the
sentimental. Yeah, heck yeah.
I know, pretty incredible. So
did she say yes? I assume she said yes, right?
Yeah, about 2 years ago now.
Oh, gotcha. Right. Oh, that makes sense. That's right. You were just making the ring, not asking her. Gotcha.
That's right. Yeah. We're going to say hello to Freo. He lives up the road. There you go, Freo.
Freo.
But yeah, she's an incredible horse, Girly, and Sarah's an incredible woman. And I thought it was a once in a lifetime opportunity for me as well to. I can't exactly get married again and do the whole thing again. It's not going to fly with the second wife, is it? But it was a once in a lifetime opportunity for me. And when we got to Bathurst and delivered the gold to the jewelers, there was a fair bit of weight off our shoulders. And we went around the corner to the Jack Duggan's Irish pub, where I used to work at for a little while, and had one beer, put Girly on the float, and got a mate to drive us home. So, yeah, it was a really memorable journey and occasion.
No, that's amazing.
Special, man.
Incredible. I got a shout out from Yosemite's Pan. He's going to be digging with us this weekend.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey,
he's on TikTok reaching out to us. He's excited about this week. We're excited to dig with him. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be good. So we're going to dive into segment 3 here, Jhob, which it pulls you and Joshy a lot on this. where how
Yeah.
we've talked before about this, Job. You're the most illiterate person when it comes to computers and but not technology.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part. It's just computers because you know how to work a drone better than I do. I mean, like you know how to work a camera perfectly, phone and all this kind of. It's just computers and editing. It's just it's a whole nother beast.
It
It's a
is.
whole nother skill set, and trying to sit down and learn it is crazy. So
Look, I need to give credit to Joshy right now because this right here would not be possible without Joshy. I don't know how to do any of this, but yeah, I actually do like flying drones, and I don't mind my PlayStation time because when you are a fossil guard, it's very physically active. So you find something that sort of balances that out and is still mentally
100%.
engaging. So
Yep.
Yeah, I know how to work a camera, and obviously you can see I know my stuff when it comes to gold and history. And I actually started YouTube by basically popular demand. Doing the tours, I had a lot of people say, "Why don't you do YouTube? Why don't you do YouTube?" And the answer was for like years the same answer. I don't know how to use a computer. So I please explain to them because he talks computer and it literally sounds jargon to me. I have no idea.
Oh, see, it kind of started with Henry though, didn't it? Because Henry, my brother, moved out here, which is kind of what dragged me out here as well. And everyone would always bug Job about the YouTube thing. And one day Henry said, "Let's do it." So he started out doing the editing for the first series, basically, but he wasn't very much enjoying it. He'd sit down with Job and he'd get cranky and swear at the computer and carry on. And I used to do some stuff with Pokemon, of all things. I used to do Pokemon videos and stuff.
Okay.
And one day I was out here and they were talking to me about it, and I said, "Well, I'll sit down and do it for you. I love it. I love Hill End, I love Gold, and I love video editing." So it kind of all just came together as well. I guess it's the story of Hill End out here. It's a bit magical, and it does that to people.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
No,
So how did you
pretty
two
much how I
meet?
ended up here.
How did you two meet?
Oh, geez, that's a really good question.
I think the first time we met, you were probably no. I think you were kicking me out of the Duggins, mate. Yeah, I think I was trying to him and another bouncer. I think I was trying to crawl under the back gate, and they told me to go away, and I said, "Yeah, no worries, see ya." And I crawled back. After that, yeah, I was having a birthday party at a mate's house, and Henry brought him because he'd moved out here. And yeah, we sat around chatting and stuff. And after that, I just started coming out here. That was 5-6 years ago, maybe more now.
Yeah.
And I've just been coming out ever since. And yeah.
Once we sat down together and tried to do a bit of video editing, and again, I got to give credit to my old man because I should have his books and DVDs right here now to try to support because I watched him do 3 documentaries on Hill End, and I just sponged up so much information from watching him direct and all the cameraman work he did and everything. So when I went out, I did all the filming by myself one time and all the horse work, and I did it all and I got lucky. And then we sat down together and I showed him all the footage. And I again, that's all I could do. I could only film and show him. And then I looked at him and I said, "I know how I want it all to go. Can you please work together with me?" And then it was just like magic sort of happened. He produced exactly what I was envisioning. I was like a parrot on his shoulder, basically, but he didn't have any quarrels about it, and he just did and
He throws challenges at me, and I'm just like, okay, I need a few minutes to figure that one out. I just sit down and I plot away and look on the internet if I can't find it, and we figure it out and we'll make it happen. Yeah.
But there was a point I got there where I said to him, I want to learn to like try to help him a little bit. But the degree that he's at to my basic, even entry novice level of knowledge, like he must be like 7 years ahead of me, It's going to take me at least 5 years to catch up where he's at with all of this stuff. He does, to me, magic. And I give you guys credit too, because I will learn of some stuff, but only very basic because we work with our strengths, don't we?
Right, totally.
No, totally good. It's so funny. So, that's an inspiration to other people who've always thought about, wanting to start their own YouTube or content channel. I mean, you don't even know how to do it, you know, I do parts of it, but not all of it. But that hasn't kept you from doing it. You know, it took some pressure from, you know, outside sources to do it. But at the end of the day, you got a thriving channel on multiple social media platforms now, and it's growing and word's getting out. And man, you have an audience. It's crazy. I love it. I love the passion from people, because after they meet you in person, do one tour, holy cow, you have them hooked for life. So it's awesome.
I thank you kindly. But yeah, we are blessed out here to that extent. Where we found our niche, I guess, and we're creating some good work. But yeah.
No, I love it. I love it. Shout out to Mark. He was saying hi. Hi, Mark. Thanks for joining. Yosemite's was chatting about he edits on his phone as well. That's something that I've started, you know, I kind of learned how to do myself when I started the editing process, because again, I tried to endeavor into the Adobe and all that kind of stuff. And it's Joshy, you know, toodles to you, man, because I can't, I don't know. It's just a big beast to tackle Adobe and all the stuff on it. You know, it just feels too chaotic, and you know,
there's a lot on there, but I'm stubborn and I like a challenge, so
gotcha.
Yeah.
One day maybe I'll have that same you know, kind of guys to kind of like get after it and be like, okay, I'm gonna sit down and learn it. You know, so
Yeah.
Oh, man.
no,
You do amazing for just on your phone though, man. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I have to sit with you and watch you do this, because it seems crazy to me how much you can do just on your phone like that. It blows me away. It's very impressive in itself, because I've got all these tools at my fingertips where you're just sitting here, beep, boop, beep, boop, and just making it happen anyway. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
appreciate that. Yeah, I think kind of just that it became easier for me because it's something I could mess around on my phone. I didn't have to like sit and try to dedicate time on my computer, you know. And so I think that's why it was easier for me to do it. But also just applications nowadays, you know, all the apps that are out there, they're just getting better and better and making it more user friendly for people, you know, to kind of you know, bridge that gap and kind of, you know, create that entry for people that used to be kind of tough of where, how do you start video editing without doing Adobe? You know, it wasn't too familiar, but now there's more and more, you know, applications and programs coming out that are kind of helping that, you know, degree of entry into it, you know, for easier for content creators. So
still takes energy and time and that creative mind when you sit down and do it though. So to both you guys watching, editing is a lot of effort, and so it's cool to see what you guys are doing.
Yeah,
so.
there's a lot of just hold your breath and sort of dive right in and see what happens. And this is part of the evolution of that, isn't it? Getting on here and talking to you guys and meeting other people like Yosemite and Oh That's Gold and get down and dirty prospecting. I want to create like a fellowship.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
I think I've seen you, Chris, do a few videos with a lot of prospectors and a lot of YouTubers together. And as my first collaboration with you, it was like super fun.
Yeah, it was a mad day. It was really good.
Can't wait to do like more collaborations with other YouTubers as well.
Yeah.
And just keep the good work happening type of a scenario.
Yeah. I you know, not to toot my own horn, but it's kind of like I guess that's more of my gift or passion, is kind of bringing people together, especially with a small community as gold prospectors are. Again, you're gonna have your, you know, your outliers, but for the majority, it's for safety reasons as well. You don't want to be out there by yourself digging, you know. And it's kind of nice to always have a buddy, someone you can rely on and trust out there, because you do go to places where you're like, oh man, this is sketchy, you know, type thing. But also just fun to like dig with other people. It makes it more of a social event, you know, and then you kind of can bounce ideas off each other, you know. It's like finding fishing buddies, you know. It's people that you can enjoy with, and you can crack a beer and go dig for some gold and do some hard work, you know, like.
I had a while there where I had a bit of gold fever, and I was working in an area of the creek down there for a couple of weeks. And after a day or two, at about 2:00 of an afternoon, I'd look up and there was another old fella walking past me with his bucket, and we sort of waved and said good day.
Yeah.
And then on the next day at about 2:00, he walked past again. And for the next 3 weeks, we would work about 50 meters away from each other with our separate radios going, our separate SPs going, Then at the end, when night fell, we'd meet in the middle and show each other our gold and have a yarn. And it's a real like nostalgic feeling on the third week of being like, oh, Creaky's about to come around the corner any moment and get the music going, and it'll be just like our own personal tradition and ritual. It almost wasn't about the gold anymore, type of a scenario.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Very cool.
Oh, I could. Oh man, that gives me chills because that's literally it. On so many occasions too, where I've been, and just meeting the people and kind of that community you build and that fellowship and stuff. It's like our own church, out on the creek, but we're finding gold.
Cool. Yeah, 100%. I'm just reading some of the comments, and this is so tricky. It's like you've got to read here and then talk to you guys at the same time, but it's really good. It helps you with conversations of topics of conversation.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's a lot of multitasking. It's cool though because it gives an opportunity for people to kind of throw out what they want and kind of ask you questions and stuff like that. So it's cool to see the engagement here. Definitely.
Hello, I've got to say the engagement. Hello, Layla.
Hey, Layla.
We live in a town of 100 people. We've got like 6 Hill End people watching us at the moment. It feels like
Hill End.
20% of Hill End is watching us.
Got the local support, man. I love it.
I love it.
YouTube famous.
I love it. I love it. And then some of the pictures I have popped up there, it's just kind of showing Joshy there filming you, with the camera as you're showing the pans of gold and stuff like that. And I just want to give a shout out to Joshy because, man, you this last dig we did, you were filming a whole bunch for me as well. So you were killing it, just walking around with that camera, and you're like the most helpful person. You're like, oh, I'll film that for you. I'm sitting there trying to like set up a tripod, get the right angle, and you're just like, dude, you want me to film this for you? I'm like, sure.
Well, man, I just love being a part of the adventures. Honestly, like, I get out there. I just want to do stuff. That's part of it. Just run around, hold a camera.
Awesome.
I like my advice on that day was just follow the 10-year-old. Do what Luca does.
Right. Dude, that was so awesome. So I've looked back at the film. There was a lot of kids out there on that last one. Like it was just like there was kids. It was so awesome to hear all the screaming in the background as kids are doing different stuff. And I caught that little clip of Finney just falling, like when you guys are doing the Rocky box, and he just sits there. You hear him scream, and he just face plants behind because he's just falling on a pile of dirt. You're just like. Little moments that you don't realize you capture, because you're busy doing whatever. So it's really cool.
Yeah, it reminded me of a play school yard. Like it was just a normal creek, and then we got there, and it was like a circus for 6 hours. There were kids running up and down. We got buckets going, and there's cradles crapping on, and there's barbecues happening. And then we've got randoms turning up out of nowhere. Like, come on down, guys, have a ride with us. So we watched that. Reviewed that footage too. We were like, look at the chaos. Happening here. But it looked like we're all just having fun. Much fun.
So much fun.
Well, we were. So
we were until the end. I'm throwing Chloe under the bus on this one.
Let's not go there.
We all learned. We learned a valuable lesson. Chloe did too. She felt bad for weeks after that.
We were thinking of like filming that, but we didn't want to put a spotlight on the negativity.
I know. I honestly was tempted to, but I was like, so I'll give a quick rundown of what happened on that day. So we had compiled all the gold, which there was a lot of it, into one pan. It had been set aside. Set aside, and Chloe was being proactive and being a great person, lovely person, and started cleaning up the area to kind of get it all settled up. And that pan ended up getting dumped.
You already know.
Back into the creek.
He feels it coming.
Oh gosh. And it wasn't caught until like 5 minutes when Jhob went to look for that pan to consolidate it. He's like, wait, what happened?
Where's the
Luckily,
pan?
she knew exactly where she dumped it, but then it took about 2 days of
Right.
you hitting that spot, Jhob, to get all those pieces back. So
Yeah, look,
Oh,
life lessons were learned by all. Okay. And I think because I did just put it down for a couple of seconds while I took a photo of some other goal. And I was just like, we both learned. I mean,
Yeah.
I shouldn't have left it unattended, and she probably thought it was just a bit of mud in the pan because it's very yellow, and just went wash it. But luckily, yeah, she did show us exactly the spot, and it's so funny because everybody like went to level 10 on panic mode, but I was just like, it's cool, it's cool.
I know you were playing it so cool. Hey, but I will say that as soon as that happened, the case of beer came out right away. Everybody started cracking beers real quick. It's cool. It's okay. We're just gonna have a yawn. We're just gonna dig for the next
It was pretty
5
much
hours.
like what we're doing for the next 5 hours. Yeah. But we got all the gold back. I do have all that gold back. And even the next day, I had another panning tour there, and we checked it. We got like the tiniest bit. Like you never get all of the gold back. I should say we got like 95% back. I think it's only going to be in that area. It's only going to be found by somebody else again eventually, anyway. So what you miss out on the slippery dip, you pick up on the merry-go-round. Hey,
right. I like that. Yeah.
I like that. Shout out to Golden Triangle Nugget Hunter. I'm gonna be digging with him at the first week of this month. So thanks for stopping by.
right?
And
the merchandise.
I think that was about it. Who jumped in? Yosemite's saying hi from the TikTok side. Appreciate all the comments. So I'm excited for this next part because I was asking you what food we should try. And you said Weet-Bix with some Milo sprinkled on top like cereal.
Yeah.
So
I feel like I cheated. That was an easy one to do.
Yeah,
I like it. Yeah, easier, better than me trying to cook up a kangaroo steak behind me, which is a thought that we're still mulling right now.
We need to do that.
We need to do it. I'm just thinking about the fire safety and how to get a electronic.
You might have to do an outdoor stream. You might have to.
Might have to do it while panning.
It's just hard picking a day with good weather for that.
Exactly. You never know when it's going to be windy or not. So that's for sure. So give me a breakdown of what is Weet-Bix and Milo, if you can, Joshy.
I mean, it's Weet-Bix are just these biscuits. I think I feel like they're the little tasty ones with fruit in them, right? Hold up, I think we got some here.
Yeah, so Chloe said there's about 26 different flavors, but it's similar to remember what Dad used to eat all the time? Those like wheat squares.
Yeah, frosted mini or like I know. Yeah.
Yeah, but they weren't and they have different
they weren't
flavors.
Frosted. Yeah, they were just the regular ones. Okay.
Yeah, they're plain as, and I wouldn't eat them as a kid unless we had Milo to put on top of them. So that's where this came from. I couldn't do it. I refused to. Chuck a bit of sugar on it was all right, but I didn't like it. But then one day I had Milo, I put it on there, and it was the best thing I ever did. I tell you, it was my number one discovery.
They're two cereals. They're two cereals combined to make one awesome cereal. I mean, that's what you do with two awesome cereals, right?
I was gonna say,
right. Yep.
I got a whole can of it, coffee jar that's going to require popping the lid.
I just want to mention that Peter from Golgom says next time we need to do platypus and koala stew. So I think that should.
Ooh, that was epic.
No pressure, but that's right.
I was going to say. So then
I'll run up there to Wollongong.
So does that mean I need to walk in the bush and that way get hit by a drop bear? Is that what I need to do? And then we capture the drop bear, make stew.
Marking some roadkill around here. Have you had Milo before, Chris?
No, Chloe has though.
So you haven't had this concoction at all before, though, have you?
I have not. So I'm interested, intrigued.
So I'm going to do chocolate super greens. I don't know if you can see that because I've done Milo and milk before, but I've got chocolate super greens from the Man Shake. So that's like
super healthy. That's tripling it up now, tripling the health
I
up.
was going to say getting super healthy. So if you're new to our show, we call this segment Crush or Flush. And this is where we try exotic foods. And then we give it a rating of crush or flush. Crush being we would eat it again, flush being not ever again. So I'm interested to see what this turns out. So I just pour it like regular cereal, right, Jhob? Am I doing this right? You notice I got my 101 Dalmatian bowl, so I still eat like a child. So
Nothing wrong with that.
all right.
I'm just really, this is so cool to see people engaging.
All right.
Right.
So then I got
Yeah,
this.
I'm
I'm
ready.
pouring my milk. I'm pouring my milk in, right? And then I just sprinkle some Milo on top of it.
Yeah, don't be too stingy with it, mate. Be generous with the Milo. It's delicious.
Okay.
Yeah.
This
Pile
stuff
it
tastes a
on.
lot like cocoa.
Okay.
All right, let's go, boys.
It's really good. I'm liking mine.
Okay. Here we go.
Yeah, I don't think there's much to hate about this. Let's see.
So I felt like I picked an easy one.
Oh my gosh, that's really good.
Yeah,
The Milo makes
good
it
to
like,
hear.
oh my gosh, I need to add more milk just to make it.
Mm.
It's like chocolate milk with cereal, or
Mm,
like
There's a bit of
chocolate,
a
like
crunch
hot
to it.
chocolate. Yeah, and a
yeah,
crunch
get
to
that
it.
crunch.
I can get behind this.
Very good.
I'm not even.
Feed Joshy, feed him.
Come on, feed Joshy. Let's go.
Yeah,
Come on, Joshy.
I'll make my own bowl, but
Buddy, we're on live TV, man.
Come on, come on for
You
the
get off.
views. There you
Oh yeah.
go. Woo!
all right. Well, hey,
Live TV, anything can happen. I just fed Joshy.
yeah,
Didn't script that one.
Okay.
I hope Sarah's not watching.
So crush or
Good to
flush?
see you.
I'm gonna go ahead and give this a crush.
Awesome.
Crush for sure.
That's fine.
Nice.
Love to be good.
Mm.
Put these
Oh my
away.
gosh, that's actually
Just
really
one
good.
I touched with my hands. That's you should have dropped earlier and see what she thought.
I was gonna say, here comes Girly right through the door for your guys' cereal. That'd be awesome.
Oh my god, this is sunshine. Oh no, you seen this good.
Yeah, trying to block it.
Oh, that was good. What a treat.
Oh,
Yeah,
was
right?
amazing.
Dinner and a
Yeah.
show, baby.
That was amazing. So I
Hey,
had this little
super.
slide for you. This is all the information you need if you want to go to one of Job's gold panning tours. That's his personal cell phone number. I gave it out without his permission. No, that's what's listed on his Facebook. So if you're ever in the Bathurst, Sydney region and you want to go get gold in Hills End, Jhob is your guy. You're actually on
Yep.
the Bathurst government websites and everything. So that's awesome. Very cool.
I am well supported, which is really cool. And tours go for about an hour. I bring all the equipment required, teaching families and groups how to pan correctly and identify gold. And we normally stick with you for the hour and try to get you a little bit of colour.
Yeah.
So everyone has a good bit of fun with us.
Yes. No,
That's
that's awesome. That is awesome.
Mm.
I'm so used to
shout out.
plugging myself.
Right. We got Brad on here. Yosemite's is joining from for YouTube. Golden Triangle. Yes, it definitely was a crush for sure.
Right on the wall.
Chloe's
right.
excited for it because she's like a cereal queen, so she's all about trying new cereals. So she's gonna be trying this later. She wasn't out shopping right now. And then just another quick announcement. I just sent out my first the undertaking, I'm calling it. It's the my newsletter I'm now sending out, giving you updates on future collabs I'm doing with guests
awesome.
and upcoming trips, as well as recent videos and things like that. So if you want to be part of that and get that newsletter dropped in your email inbox, promise you I will not spam you. I'm planning to just send them out once a month, maybe 2 weeks. We'll see. You can sign up at chrisundertaking.com and sign up on the form that pops up. So make sure you're part of that. All right, people, this is a Q&A part. If you have any questions you'd like to add, Jhob, Joshy, Jason, or myself, please throw it into the chat right now, and we will do our best to answer all of them.
That Hobo. Who's there? Who's he saying? Who's Hobo?
I don't know. There's more spelling mistakes coming through. I do appreciate
it's
the support.
autocorrect.
Yeah, Yosemite. Yosemite. Got to get that right. Yosemite's Pan, man. You're a legend. Thanks for all the comments and support. And the Golden Triangle Nugget Hunter. I actually follow him on Facebook, and you gotta love when people find gold. And it looks like he finds a lot of gold. So
Nice.
keep finding that gold for us, dude.
Yeah.
Especially in the Golden Triangle, because it's a little bit like Hill End. It's got its own local fame. So good gold comes out of here, but good gold definitely comes out of the Golden Triangle. So it's super good to preach and represent these areas at times.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. His name's Bart, and he's kind of a huge shout out to him actually right now. Golden Triangle Nugget Hunter goes by the name Bart. That's his real name. But he's putting together this trip that I'm going on down there into Victoria and the Golden Triangle area and Ballarat area. So he's putting on 2 days for me down there, kind of coordinating with all the guys down there. So we're gonna have like a whole crew of 5-6 prospectors all out there on ground that he has found, and has coordinated and kind of, so he's going to put us on the gold. Whether we get it or not, it doesn't matter, because it's going to be a great time hanging out with them, shooting content and meeting all these people in person. So I'm really excited about it. So I appreciate everything you did, Bart. Honestly, it got me really excited, because again, it's always, I'm going into new territory. I don't know anybody, and you kind of just, hey, I'll do it all, man. And I love it, man. So I'm excited.
Yeah, detectoring is a skill. I know an old fella, and he's a fanatic with a detector. Found heaps of gold. And he's a fanatic, like he does panning, sluicing, detecting. But he always says, because I've never found any gold with a detector. I've looked, I haven't put in 110% effort, mind you. But even my mentor says, mate, some people just don't have the knack with a detector. It's just like, I've got a good knack with the pan, like that.
Yeah.
But if you can use a detector well, I give you credit. You know what I mean? If you can pull out gold with a detector, it's a skill, not like anyone can do. So yeah.
No, 100%, 100%. So yeah, I'm excited. He's gonna help teach me how to use my detector. So fully found bullets with it. Oh yeah, Sluice Box Carl, welcome.
Hey, Carl.
Traveling around Australia and New Zealand finding gold. So that's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know much about his background, but it was like one day I never heard of him. The next day he was just like a top dog. He just climbed the ladder as fast as anyone I've ever seen. From like 0 subscribers to like 200,000 Facebook subscribers. I just blinked and I was like, wow. So yeah, he got on the train real well.
Yeah, no, it's awesome to see. It's awesome to see. So, Peter, and then there's me that doesn't have the knack with a pan. Panning's hard, man. I actually need to get you to teach Chloe, because I just pan slow. I'm just a slow. But then again, I'm getting used to the ground out here, because where I'm at, it's just such heavy, thick black sand that you just have to go slow, because the gold just cannot work its way through it. It's just, it's like almost like clay to black sand.
Yeah, we've got, I think, different techniques of panning in different areas. My old man said, I think in South Africa, that the pan would never leave the water. That was just their style of panning. Where in our area, we dunk the pan in the creek, smash it around, and we bring it up and we give it a shake above the water. But Dad said that in South Africa, the locals there would never even leave the water.
Oh wow!
He had mentors just astronomical above me. He's written books and things. So I'm just riding the coattails and loving
it. Welcome, Ed, to the show. Appreciate it. No, yeah, Ed, you're good, man. Again, my show kind of collides with yours in a way, so you're kind of my inspiration for doing a live stream. So I appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. He's a legend as well. If you're looking for more guests, Ed, you got Jhob here, so he'll always be inclined to join us. So. Chuck Pearson, Green Machine is the only gear not needing gas or batteries. I'll have to check that out.
Nice.
check out that link.
Yeah, well, I'm
There's
going to upgrade my Chrome one day.
All right. I'm going to give it about 5 more minutes if anybody doesn't have any questions or anything like that. And then we'll say our farewells and be on our way for the day. So if anybody's got some last minute questions, please throw them out there. Otherwise, we're going to close up shop here. And again, I want to thank Jhob and Joshy for taking the time out and getting it all set up. I know it was a lot of work, to get that internet and everything connected out there, especially with all the weather and everything.
Jason, are you in America?
I am in America.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm in Eureka, California, so I'm in the northern part of California. I'm like 2 hours from Oregon.
I can't help but notice it looks like you've got a fantastic wardrobe over your shoulder there.
I do. We don't have a closet. This is a small studio, so we have our beautiful wardrobe right behind my shoulder. I should say over here, huh? Yeah.
Yeah. I
And of
left
course-
some stuff up behind me you can't even see. But I left it there as just topics of conversation for when we couldn't when we were just striking out. But I've got a coffin lid here.
Yeah.
What?
I have a coffin
Whoa.
lid.
Holy
This
moly.
is the
I didn't even know that's what it
strangest
was.
thing I've ever found out prospecting.
You found or did you steal?
No, we found it, but we think somebody else stole it.
Oh, wow. Where's the body?
I was going to say.
But that is the weirdest thing we have ever found out prospecting. And I just thought I'd throw that question out to you guys. Have you found anything like, how it's just super odd?
Yeah, no, that's
It's
a
pretty
random
random.
one.
That is, I'm trying to think of what I found that is weird. There's been some weird ones though. I'm trying to think. I mean, most of the time we end up finding like car accidents, like a burned out car or something that you're like, how did this end up out here? Type thing, you're like, man, someone gave up trying to get this out of the sand or a hole or something. They're like, we're just going to burn it and hope that nobody finds it, type thing. So.
What a him car is.
Yeah.
Sluice Box Carl has given us a real curveball there. How about
Tar Heels?
him
I'm thinking North Carolina. So he's thinking North Carolina. That's what I think he's talking about. Tar Heels is like a basketball team over there.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, well,
Maybe
you
for college
Yosemite, you
football
should keep
too, I
your
don't know.
reflection out of that water, buddy.
And Brad was
we
talking about the
found that
Yuba
just
River. Sorry, go ahead.
A whole buried car.
Nice.
Dang.
There are some strange things out in the middle of nowhere to be found. Hey?
Yeah, definitely.
There is. Brad, so you met, you're out in the Yuba River. That is close to Jay. It's over by kind of like in between Sacramento and Redding there.
Yeah.
Great place to find gold. Place I definitely have been asked to go out to dig with people.
Yeah, we haven't gone there
never made
before.
it. Yeah, just another one of many places in California. California is just loaded with gold. It's like Australia, just so many places you can go, to get it. It's just making the drive out to them. So.
Yeah, right.
I wonder if Brad was underground. I wonder if he was underwater and still trying to jump on that trampoline. That's what I'm.
Yeah. That's what I'd try and do.
Did
Yeah.
I see that comment from Brad?
Yes. Underwater. And
That's
last
crazy.
weekend, I also do underwater detecting. And last weekend found a 12-foot trampoline in 12 meters of water up on the Sunshine Coast in Queensland. Full intact trampoline, too.
Full intact.
Wow,
I'm just envisioning him underwater with the scuba dude trying to
Just like
jump on the
bounce
trampoline.
I'm just thinking there was a
right.
complete epic fail of a trampoline of somebody else trying to do something near water with a trampoline, and it went terribly wrong and went into the water.
Yeah, Brad said he did that. It's awesome.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
That's
very
awesome.
good.
You need a picture of that.
Yeah. Makes me happy.
I'm in Eureka, not Yreka. Eureka. Yep, but with an E.
Is that you? Do you know where you are, Jason, or is
I
that
do.
flashing your hand?
He's asking me. Yeah, I don't know where I'm at. Who
He
knows?
asked if you're in America. I know you
Yeah.
must be in America.
I must be somewhere. I'm somewhere,
Take
man.
it easy, Yosemite.
Yeah, see you, mate.
Have a good one, Yosemite. Well, sweet. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut this down. But I want to thank
No
you,
worries.
Jhob and Joshy, for everything. Appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. Of course, Jason, thanks for helping with the co-hosting.
Yeah, and in meeting you
prepping the
guys
show.
too, I just want to say, like, just a lot of you guys have such good vibes. Meeting you, I just watched some videos. I think I just wish you guys the best, and I'm excited to see your channel grow and things like that. So thanks for it's great to meet you guys. So
Thanks
Very
heaps,
nice to meet
Jason.
you too.
Yeah,
Thank
you
you
too,
for having us on the show. Yeah.
thanks, man.
Yeah, see you. Yeah, thanks for having us.
For sure, for
Cool.
sure. Thank you guys again. I appreciate it. Check out Job's Gold Painting Tours on Facebook, and then he is the Hill End Gold Hunter on YouTube. So check out his channel.
Live stuff, love it. See you guys.
Cheers.
Okay.
All righty, we'll see you guys. Thanks for your
Talk to you
time.
later.